Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Thrive, Not Just Survive. I'm your host, Nasira Jamal. Now, we have had this week a little bit of a quieter week. You've noticed that I haven't been on a lot. And the reason is quite a few people that had scheduled interviews had things come up with school starting and a lot of different things going on. Schedules were a little bit wonky. So that's okay. I always say that the universe has a bigger plan, a better plan, and we all needed perhaps a few days to recalibrate. Now, over the last few months, as COVID started, Dr. Cheryl Bryantbruce and I have really created Fridays to be a place of open conversation. And we dealt with some things over the last couple of months with equality and Black Lives Matter and things that were really unsettling, that have been unsettling and continue to be very unsettling. And so we really wanted to bring about something that could be part of the change that we're all looking for, part of the growth, part of, creating a world where we are helping each other, standing hand in hand and creating a community. So today we're going to announce something that I actually alluded to last week when Cheryl couldn't join me. But we want to talk a little bit more about why we're doing what we're doing and who we're going to call out to this. So let me bring Dr. Bryantbruce on so we can get this conversation started. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi, Nasira. Glad to be here. How are you?
I'm very well. I know things where you're at are a little bit tenuous with all of the fires and the heat that you guys are in the midst of going through. So I hope, that you guys are okay and that, things are hopefully coming to some sort of resolve.
Well, it's probably going to be a while before it comes to resolve because we're smack in the midst of the fires, and I'm not awful far away from them. So we're kind of waiting to see if we go on alert for evacuations. I'm all packed up, and you see Rosie is joining us today because she's feeling a little bit insecure, and ordinarily I would have put her outside, but the smoke is so thick that I, worry even about her because I can't put a mask on her.
Right, exactly. And you do have to take care of things. So we totally understand that, you are going through some stuff. So in case you have to either hop off or we have internet connections, we kind of know going in that this may be a little bit shaky. But having said that, we have talked about a lot over the last few months about different things. We wanted to bring to the forefront, we wanted to highlight some of the challenges that have come up over the last few months. And I always talk about, we know that these are the things that are going on and media has a lot to do with how it's being portrayed, but how can we be part of the solution? I mean, it's one thing to continuously talk about the problem in terms of awareness, but what can we do to shift about being part of the solution? So I want you to talk to us about what we're creating in the background and what's happening so that we can bring people together and have something that's even more powerful than what we're really dealing with right now. So go ahead and share with us what's going on.
Well, we have spent some time working on what we've finally come to the title of calling the Empowerment Project, Transcend Your Limits. We have been working on this for a little over a year and actually had taken several months of a break because life kind of crowded in on everybody. And with everything that was going on right now in the world, I felt like it was important to get back to it. And one of our original founding members for this group contacted me having the same thoughts that I was having with everything going virtual right now. When this was initially planned on being an on location project, we decided that this was a good time to actually go ahead and launch it because we could reach so many people all over the world and involve a lot of different people with a lot of different ideas in a lot of different places. The whole idea of this project was to create something powerful that would help to empower powerful people. And when I say powerful people, I'm talking basically about entrepreneurs, people who are willing to think outside of the box and create major things. And even little things can be major things if they do things in a new and exciting way. So that's what we really wanted to do. And these are the people that we really wanted to focus on. People who were willing to think far enough outside of the box to create change. And we wanted to empower these people.
And I think it's amazing that, I mean, I obviously joined in a bit later when you invited me to be part of the group, right, and organizing. But I think what I'm really loving about all of this is really bringing people together in a very safe space, in a space where they can grow, where they can contribute. It's not always about taking, right? I mean, there's so much more when we give and we create space for everybody else to also grow. And that's why I think I was so honored that you invited me to be a part of this group, so that we can create this world of, change. And what is it with different people thinking? And we have so many innovators in our worlds, our spaces, that really, I think we have the power to change the world. And so I'm so excited to be a part of this. Now, obviously we're not going to reveal all of the wonderful things that are going on in the background, but can we sort of highlight sort of a few things where people can kind of figure out what they're going to be, kind of looking for as we launch? I mean, maybe we can talk about when this is coming out.
Okay, well, before I even go into that, I just want to say how excited I am to have you joining us, Nasira, because you bring such wonderful positive energy. You have such innovative ideas, and your whole spirit fits in with the concept of what we want to do. And as you said, this is about giving. We want to bring to the world, we want to give to the world something that can make it a better place. And it's also about growth. In the act of giving, we all are able to engage in significant self-growth. And I think that having you as a part of this project is going to contribute to the growth of everybody tremendously. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
So really what this project is about is looking at each individual, looking at themselves and seeing how they can develop different aspects of themselves, looking at basically taking a global look and looking at every aspect of their lives, counterbalancing those, and trying to optimize each point so that they can have the most to give. We're trying to strengthen each individual. We're trying to help them see what their strengths are, and that's a big thing. One of I won't go into it in detail, but one of the big areas that we're focusing on is identity and understanding your own identity and how to use that to help you create what you want to create in your entrepreneurialism. Another big area is communication. And we have a very special program, which Nasira is going to be leading, that is guaranteed to make you a better communicator. And being an entrepreneur, having a business, you have to sell. I mean, we start selling from the day that we're born, and it's important to do it effectively. If you cannot be an effective salesperson, you're going to have a difficult time having an effective life. So we're going to be showing you a communication strategy that can make you a significantly better communicator and make you a significantly better salesperson.
And I think, when you talk about sales, I just want to say, like, a lot of people kind of cringe and it's like, oh, sales, I'm not salesy, I don't know. I really want people, as we're talking about this, to really think of sales as influence.
That's
Replace
right.
the word sales with influence. Because
That's
really,
right.
right, when we're communicating, we're influencing others and not manipulating, but influencing in
Exactly.
our own opinions or where we stand, and we see where the other person comes from. And this is all part of life, like you said. When we're born to influence, or say, we're selling all the time, whether it's a product, a service, or an idea, or we're just negotiating with our children, we're negotiating with our spouse, like whatever is going on in the area of communication, it's really about influencing. And so I just want to kind of put that out there as we
Right.
talk about communication, so people don't look at it as just, oh my God, I'm not a salesperson, therefore this does not apply to me.
And one of
Yeah.
the things that we will get into in the conference, in our summit, um, is the understanding of influence and the significance of it for just human existence. Because again, that influencing starts from the day that you're born. If you are not effective at communicating with your parents, then guess what? You're going to be a failure to thrive baby, and you're not going to do well. So we have to learn to influence others to believe in us, to influence others to love us, to influence others to find us valuable, to influence upon others that we find them value, that we have something to contribute to them. And I think that that's the most important thing. When we can influence people, when we can make people believe that we have something significant to contribute to their lives, then real communication begins.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you. And I think that's why this empowerment project is really for those who really want to, up level in all
Yes.
areas, mind, body, spirit. Like, they're ready to say, you
Yes.
know what, I'm tired of sitting in the back seat and just kind of watch things happen, let others do what they're doing and not be a part of the change or whatever it is that they
Mhm.
feel like they really have a gift inside of them, and they just can't find a way to bring that out. And I think when we come together in a group like this, we are really giving people the ability to shine, and
Yes.
giving them tools and strategies. And we're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence. How can we use all of this for the betterment of not just ourselves, our families, our children, our community, but really globally at large. And I think this is why I'm so excited to be a part of this, because I do believe that, when we show up for people to not just share our gifts, but to take from others in terms of their gifts, then we can grow together. So now let's talk about the date. When is this happening?
This is happening the weekend of October 16th through 18th. So we're roughly a month out now, and getting very excited about arriving at that point. So, put it on your calendars, October 16th through 18th, and you'll be getting reminders along the way. We'll be posting little bits and pieces of information to entice you to join us.
Yeah.
And I think that,
Oh, we're having some connectivity issues here. Cheryl's frozen. But if you're listening, I just want you to, type in the chat box. If you're interested, you want more information, just type that in there and I'll get the information to you. We're just going to wait for Cheryl to come back.
am I back yet?
You're back now. Yeah, it was actually, you were frozen.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think that I had pretty much finished that thought, though. One of the thoughts I did have as I was saying that, though, was that one of the other important things that this summit is about is giving people permission to be successful, because a lot of us are not as much afraid of failure as we are of success. So in this summit, we want to give everybody permission to be successful.
Yeah. And I think that's another, self-awareness, self-growth thing, because we're so programmed to think that, it's okay, we can't do it, we don't know how, or basically it's going to fail, or, whatever the limiting beliefs are from that perspective, that really when we change that, we completely reform that particular belief to say that, it's a birth given right for you to be successful, to share your genius. Then I think people can really rise to the occasion of saying, I'm going to put this out there because I believe in it and I know it will help others. So I think that whole idea of success is internal. If you don't believe that, then no matter how hard you try or what you do, it won't happen because your belief isn't there. And I think when we change that, we can really create the world we want to create with successful people, successful lives. So thank you for bringing that, out, because that is one of the biggest missions we have in this project.
And I think that's especially important for women. And so I will also add that, at least for this particular go around, this particular summit is by women and for women. So don't bring the guys. This one's for you.
Yeah, this one's for you. Exactly. And I think, the whole girl power thing is pretty amazing when you get a lot of, people that are like entrepreneurial women who really can shine, are already shining. Perhaps they're helping others, the ones that aspire to be successful. We are going to be around very powerful, successful people, so that when we're in that energy, there's nothing more that you can be around than that type of energy that can elevate you, right? So I think it's going to be a very interesting and very beautiful space for us all. So I want to invite people, mark it on their calendars. There will be a lot more information. We will also do a couple of extra lives as we get closer to the time, Cheryl, so that we can really get people the information of how to sign up and where to go and what to do, because we want to make sure that this is available to every woman entrepreneur that's out there watching us or on replay, or people that are sharing these out. We want to make sure the information gets to as many people as possible. So please share the video, share the information. You never know who's out there that could really benefit from something like this. So what else do you want to talk about in terms of the empowerment project that can really plant some seeds for people that are watching?
Well, one of the things that I want to talk about with the Empowerment Project is, as we are developing it, one of the things that I want to empower women to understand is that they really can make a difference. One woman can make a difference in the world. And I really want to use a friend who recently passed away as the example of that kind of empowerment. This woman was just as rambunctious as she could be. And if you saw her in the street, you thought she might just be a little bit off in the head. She was very eccentric. She had a very gregarious way of dressing. She loved to dress in African attire because she supported the African continental communities. So she wore African attire, but it wasn't just one type of African attire. She might have 8 different pieces at the same time in different colors. So it was kind of erratic looking. And, people sometimes laughed at her or sometimes didn't take her seriously, but she was very serious and she was very powerful, and she recognized her own power. And this one woman, her name was Denise Gums. This one woman single-handedly started a movement that resulted in the sanctioning of South Africa for apartheid and the freeing of Nelson Mandela. And she was so against apartheid that she was able to convince a politician to present a bill. She collected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of signatures on a petition single-handedly, going, out as crazy as she was looking. And she was stopping anybody she could get her hands on. And she believed that she could do something. And an entire world away, she was able to affect a change that made a worldwide difference. That's
I just want to sort of highlight the nugget you just said there. For anybody who missed that, is she believed in what she was doing. It was her belief, not so much her eccentric ways or how she looked or how people thought of her, as crazy as it may have seemed, but she truly believed in what she stood for, and no matter what, single-handedly did that, right? So I think that in itself is such a huge thing for all of us as we sit here in our little spaces to think, well, what can I do really? Like, I'm just one person, right? But it's when you have that belief, then that belief has to be so strong, that burning desire has to be so great. It's almost like greater than yourself, right? That
yes,
you
and
go for it.
It has to be great enough that it doesn't matter what you may get from the outside, because she got a lot of pushback because of her appearance and because of her gregarious and overbearing way. People were like, who is this woman? Is she crazy? What's wrong with her? But she believed in herself enough that even if they were actively pushing back against her, she still was able to communicate with them and to influence them to believe the way that she did. And that's an important thing. You have to believe in yourself in order to get somebody else to believe in you, your cause, your purpose.
Exactly. And I've always said, the first sale you have to make is to yourself. And that the first person you have to influence is yourself.
Yes.
Right? Because once you can capture that, once you can really create that world for yourself of belief, then really everything, anything is possible. And I think that's why this empowerment project is going to be different than some of the other ones that maybe have been out there, because we want to create that for our groups that are coming in to have that belief for themselves, to really that identity piece that we talked about is connecting to who we really are and the gifts that we have, right? Like we all have them. We've all come for a certain purpose, and it's tapping into it. It's helping. It's actually, I think that, when you talk to others, it allows you to become more aware of maybe what your purpose is. Some people are still in search of, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. And sometimes talking to others, it lights something in your head or in your subconscious or somewhere where you think, oh my gosh, this really lights me up. I really feel like this is what I want to do. So that's why I'm
totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And oftentimes we'll find we believe that we have a certain purpose, but by talking to others and really listening to what others are saying and what others are saying that they need from us, all of a sudden we discover that the purpose that we thought we had wasn't our purpose at all, and that there's something much greater than we could have ever conceived of.
Exactly. And this is all part of the journey, the part of where you become, where we all sign up for different things, right? Because we're seeking for something. There's something that we're looking for. And I want to encourage people or women entrepreneurs specifically, if you're really seeking for something that, whether it's a connection, whether it's self-growth, personal development, communication, identity, all of these things, if you are really considering you want to take that first step, join us October 17th, 18th. We're going to have a schedule out. It's not ready yet, but we will be sharing this information. And I want people to just kind of take that leap, say, you know what? I'm going to actually join these guys and I'm going to see what it's all about. And I'm going to be a part of something bigger than myself, because truly there is growth in that. When we say we're take the first step, the universe takes 10 steps towards us for whatever it is we're seeking. So I'm a big believer in energy, and you know that, and I teach it and I talk about it, but I truly feel like this is something that's going to change people's lives. And that's why we're so excited to be sharing it today with everybody. So as we tie up, we're in that half-hour mark. I just want to give you sort of the last few minutes of tying this in for people that are really listening, and words of wisdom.
Well, this is a summit that's for every woman who knows that she's more than she is, and who has ever doubted herself or felt inadequate. This is a summit to help you know that you truly are exactly what you think that you can be, something much greater than who you are now. And we're going to help you to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to help you share your gifts.
Awesome. So this is really exciting. I can't wait, really, like as we sort of give out little bits of pieces of information over the next few weeks before the launch. So we will be sharing, we will be going live again. So look out for that. Thank you, Cheryl. I want to, I worry about you. So I hope you are safe, that your family stays safe through this time, sending you lots of love and prayers. And if there's anything that we can do or I can do from my end, I'm only a phone call away.
Well, the one thing that I would like to ask you and all of the viewers to do is, as people are going through all of the challenges they're going through right now, I want you to remember the people who are homeless out there on the streets, that they're going through some of these same challenges, and anything that you can do that might help them, especially, people are out on the street and this is COVID-19. If you can drive by an area where you know that there are people that are homeless, drop off a box of masks or a 6-pack of water. Just little things like that can tremendously go a long way to helping someone who's just a little bit less fortunate than yourself.
Thank you so much. Words of wisdom. And I think, sometimes we need these reminders that there are people that, are a little less fortunate than ourselves, and that we should be reaching out whenever we can. So thank you for that. I wish you safety. And I hope that everything works out, that you are going to not have to flee or evacuate. But we're praying for you, and we'll see you next week on Friday as we continue these conversations that are so impactful. Thank you, Cheryl. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Thank you, Nasira. You as well. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. So that you have it, my friends. We are going to be talking a lot more about the Empowerment Project. If you need more information, or you want to just put your name on just our list so that you can get further information quickly, just let me know. You can either put it in this video on the thread, or you can message me privately. We're here to support, to help, to collaborate with you. And we really want 2020 to end better than it perhaps started. And we want to give you the space to really shine your light. So having said that, I want to wish you a wonderful Friday. Be safe, be well, take care of yourselves and others. And remember to be kind to everybody you meet. You never know what they're going through. Their stories may be really heartbreaking. And they may need a friend, a smile, or just a hug. And I mean a virtual hug. So as we go through this, remember to join me next week as we have more interviews lined up for you. Talk to you soon. Love you all.